This gentleman had a horse and wagon, and that's how he made his living. He would go out and he'd cart stuff from one place to another, and he'd get paid. But times were bad, and there wasn't much business to be had. So naturally, a horse needs grooming, has to take care. You have to feed him, you have to give him water, you have to put him in stall at night to rest up, take the harness off, so the next morning you can hook up the wagon and you're back in business. Well, time went on, and he kept giving his horse less and less feed. Well, finally came a day, poor horse, he dies of malnutrition. Now the man, unfortunately, he's out of business. He's got the wagon, ain't got a horse to pull it. So he goes to this horse farm and he wants to buy a horse. So the owner said, look, he says, I have to get so much money for these horses, he says. He says, well, can you give me a break? He says, can you see your way clear to give me a little discount, because business has been so bad and I haven't been working for the last few weeks since my horse passed away. He says, look, he says, this horse here, he says, it's a good horse. He says, but I gotta get a lot of money for him. Now this other horse here that I have, he don't look so good, so I could sell him a little cheaper for you. He says, you can? Yeah. He says, you be the judge. He says, you want to buy the horse. He says, I'll save you a lot of money. Okay. So he pays the man the money he wanted, takes the horse, and he hooks him up to the wagon, and he's back in business. As time went on, unfortunately, things are bad. And he's doing the same thing with this horse as he did with the other horse. He's not feeding him right. He's not grooming him right. He's not letting him rest and so forth. But finally, he reached a point that even in traffic, he would almost run into automobiles. And he couldn't understand. He says, maybe because I don't feed him enough, you know what I mean? Maybe he's weak. Finally, the horse dies. So when he goes back to the man, he says, you know, he says, you sold me that horse. He says, and you know something? He says, he used to go in and out with the traffic. He says, he went into a car. He says he could have got killed like that. He said to Mister, listen to me. He says, when I was selling you that horse, I told you, he no look so good.
No look so good. He no look so good, Mister. I tell you.